Hello everyone, today we're going to be learning about switch case statements in Java. Now what is a switch case statement? Well, a switch case statement is essentially a cleaner version of the if statement. It is used to compare multiple possibilities within one variable. So instead of having say 20 else if statements, you could just have a switch case statement, and that makes it a lot cleaner and easier to read. And it's also a lot less confusing, as if you have a lot of if statements within if statements, then a switch case statement will make it a lot easier to read. Now here we have an example of an if statement. So we have a choice, a variable choice, and then you want to print out what that choice says. So if its choice is 1, then you're going to say option A. If the choice is 2, then option B. If choice is 3, then option C, etc. And if it's not one of these 5 choices, then you're going to say not a valid choice. Now this is how to do it in an if statement, and as you can see, it looks clustered, and it wouldn't be good if you did this to say 23 times. So that's why we have switch case statements. Now this is what it looks like with the switch case statements. So first we have a variable, and that is choice, and then you have switch, and then your variable name, which is choice, or your variable you want to compare. And then you have case 1, which means if choice is equal to case, essentially. Case 2, if choice is equal to 2. Case 3, if choice is equal to 3, and so on. So let's examine case 1. So if choice is equal to 1, that's basically what it means by case 1, you'll print out you have chosen option A, and then you have this break statement. So this break statement, it basically breaks out of the switch statement and won't compare case 2, case 3, case 4, and case 5. Now, if you didn't have this break statement, it wouldn't be efficient, because if you printed out your option, you would keep comparing useless comparisons when you already have your answer. So that's why we must have break statements. We also have the default at the end, and that's basically our else statement. If we see here, basically our else statement, if nothing is true, then it's just going to print that as their default. Alright, so let's give switch case statements a try. So we can hop into Eclipse, and in the past project we've created, we could create a new class and we can name that switch. And we also have to check this public static void main method, as this will automatically create this for us. Now what we need first is a variable, and I'm just going to name that, or have that as an integer, period, is equal to 1. Now what I'm trying to replicate here is a school, and a school obviously has period 1, period 2, period 3, all the way to say period 5. So, and that's what we're trying to replicate here, and we're trying to create a program in which new students that aren't familiar with the school's timing can enter in a period, and they'll get when it starts. So we could have, for a switch case statement, we should have switch, and then our variable name here, these brackets, and then now we could get onto each case. So case 1, this should be indented, case 1, and this was just basically for if statement equivalent, it's just if period is equal to 1. So we could print out class starts at 8 a.m. and then remember we have to have a break statement there. And then case 2, we could print out, so this is if period is equal to 2, class starts at say 9:25. I'm just giving random numbers here, a.m. And then our break statement. Now what the break statement does is, if it is case 1, then it'll print this out, and it'll break, and it won't check this again, and it won't check any other cases down below. However, if you didn't have the break statement, it would check if it's period 1, and if it is, it'll print this out, and it'll also check if it's case 2. And it's really inefficient, because you're checking multiple times that are useless when you already have your right answer. So that's why the break is so important. Next we have case 3, and we could print out class starts at say 11 a.m. 11 a.m. And then we could also have our break statement. And then for the last 2, we could just copy and paste these down. And remember, we gotta change this to case 4 and case 5, and we gotta change the timing as well. So say period 4 could start at 12:15 p.m. and period 5 could start at 1:45 p.m. And then, so what if they're not equal to any of these? So our default method, or basically our else in our if else statement, it would be default, and that is just If all of these are wrong, it'll come to this default and it'll run this code. So this default, we could just print out, say, class not found, or period not found should be better. Period not found. And then we don't have to have a break statement here because we've already checked everything. So if we don't have a break statement, that's fine because it's not going to check anymore anyways. So if we run this, we should get class start at 8 a.m. because we have period 1 in here. And if we do run this, we do get class start at 8 a.m. Now say if I want period 4, we should get class starts at 12:15 p.m. So if we run this, yes, that's exactly what we get. Now what if someone enters something completely random, like 10, period 10? Right, we should get period not found. So that's basically it for switch statements, and if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.